Hi everyone and welcome to 3 Charts in 1 with me, Richard Perry, market analyst for Infinox on Friday the 29th of April. Now, we've had this big dollar strengthening and a bit of risk appetite sell-off, but there's signs of a bit of a turnaround. I'm looking at the dollar-yen chart today, massive run higher, maybe a bit of a reversal, but also looking at silver and the S&P futures. So let's get straight into it. Well, we have had this massive run higher on the dollar-yen chart, huge run from 114 up to 130 just in the space of 8 weeks, and you can see that on the weekly chart. What a massive run higher that is. And I sort of go back a couple of levels here to see the last time we got any sort of a run like this was 2016. But interestingly enough, when this run does start to just falter, it does then start to correct back quite strongly. So what we have on this chart is a massively overbought RSI up at 88. That is very, very stretched. So there is this, and that's on the weekly chart. On the daily chart, the RSI has been strong and overstretched for a while now, but still holding ground. But what I will show you is that there are obviously there's this uptrend that we've got, and we had this sort of consolidation phase, and we do get these little phases where the market just consolidates back to the uptrend, and maybe we're in one now. We've had this higher high on the price, but the lower high on the RSI, that is a negative divergence on momentum, which again suggests slowing momentum of the upside, potentially for a little bit of a corrective move. We can see that again, that higher high on the price is not matched on the RSI on the 4-hour chart either. So again, signs of a bit of a just rolling over this morning. We do tend to, as I said, see these consolidation moves. Maybe we get another one back towards that uptrend. Not calling a big correction quite yet, but I think that we could be in for another consolidation phase. Looking for breakdowns on the RSI back under 65 for a potential breakdown. Obviously looking at that uptrend as well for medium-term signals, but near-term bit of a consolidation potentially going through. Moving on to the silver chart, we've had this sharp selling phase through silver, but again, signs of a bit of a turnaround. An uptick which has broken the sharp downtrend. We've seen the RSI bouncing from 30, bit of an oversold position unwinding potentially there. Looking on the 4-hour chart, we can also see a more constructive move higher with also a positive divergence, higher low on the RSI, whereas there is a lower low on the price. Again, suggests improving momentum. It's up into the resistance already, 23 sort of 40 area up towards 23.65, but the key resistance on the chart, on the daily chart, I think is this band between 23.85, 24.15, which comes in as these sort of a pivot of a medium range, sort of lower, so all these lows of recent months, that they become resistance overhead. We could see an unwind back towards that area on a near-term basis. That I think is likely to be the test, but a move back above 24.15 would need to be seen to see a decisive recovery, but at the moment just a near-term move. Finally, on the S&P 500 futures, we can see, generally speaking, I think this market is ranging, and it's been that way pretty much throughout 2022. We've seen this sort of dropping into this ranging phase of waves of selling pressure, waves of recovery. We're back potentially now into a wave of recovery, and there's a resistance at 4,303. That is the key level to look out for near term. You can see that better on the 4-hour chart, where you've seen 4,303 tested on 2 occasions in recent days. It's pulled back again from that overnight today, but again picking up this morning. If it can break back above that, essentially that becomes a little head and shoulder as a reversal, and you can imply a target higher. But I think on the daily chart, you still look at this mid-range pivot of 4,350 sort of area up towards 4,390. That would be the sort of implied recovery area I think that you get on the S&P 500 futures, and you can see that it's picking up on momentum. RSI sort of certainly on the 4-hour chart looking much better. So above 4,303 would be continuing that improvement. You've got that little near-term pivot of 4,234. That's a nice basis of support on the chart, and these run of higher lows also is in place. So a little near-term recovery back towards this mid-range pivot, I think. So with that in mind, I wish you good luck in your trading, and I'll speak to you again next week. Thank you.